What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday on this beautiful December 15th, 2025. Welcome to another episode of Taylor Hinton Speaks His Mind. It is the #1 podcast for millennials who are trying to lose weight, get in shape, make things easy, simple, and straightforward for themselves, and keep the results for the rest of their life. And what I'm going to be doing today is, first off, shouting out my clients who are popping on live on Instagram. Y'all can't jump onto the live call for some reason. Some people can, some people can't. I am not sure why. I reached out to Riverside to see what the issue may be. They said maybe it's like an update with your phone. You might have like an old phone, so it doesn't let you do it. A lot of times too, like it suggests when you click on the link to like click on a button, and then that button is going to take you to like the actual video or something, but it doesn't do that for you. What you need to do maybe instead is just copy the link and paste it into your browser. I know it feels like it should be the same thing, like click the link, it takes you there, or copy and paste the link and it takes you there. It doesn't always work that way. So rather than just like clicking the link, take the link that I posted for you guys and copy that and post it into your browser on your phone or computer, and you should be able to join that way. Try doing it that way. If it's not working, send me a screen recording of what you guys are seeing. I'll send it to Riverside. They're kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, just like classic software businesses that refuse to do any kind of phone service kind of stuff. It's all email. Hey, make sure you check this. Make sure you update that. Did you download this? Like, fuck off. I'm not going through all that bullshit. Just get on a call. Tell me what to do. So with that housekeeping out of the way, a couple more short pieces of housekeeping for you. First and foremost, we still have tickets for the December 3rd live in-person event. 90 minutes of sauna, cold plunge, chilling by the fire with me and Ange and all the other clients. We've reserved Poseidon Cold Plunge and Spa to ourselves on January 3rd at 10 a.m. So it's just us going to be there, all right? We're going to hang out, set goals for 2026. You're also going to get a $200 gift card to give to a family member or friend when you get your ticket automatically, okay? You just get that to send to somebody else. And what does that gift card do? It gives them an opportunity to join Hinton Nation with a $200 gift card. So you're giving somebody else the gift of fitness. Wrap it in as a gift Christmas present for them. Boom, you kind of two birds, one stone it there for yourself. You're also going to get a Hinton Nation t-shirt. You're also going to get a month for free inside of your coaching. And you're getting entered in to win a $200 gift card for a custom supplement package designed around your goals and the things that you want to have as well. So massive, massive value coming out of that. Love to see as many people as we can get in there. There's already, I believe, 6 spots that are taken. We can take a total of 14 people, including myself and Angela. That means 12 total, and there's 6 taken. There's 6 left, okay? I just did the math for you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then the final piece of housekeeping for you, too. We still have that $500 holiday sprint challenge happening right now. And how do you win? Well, you track all your food every day to accuracy. You don't miss any workouts, and you post online tagging me and Angela in your stories with the hashtag Team Hinton Nation. You do that every single day, 7 days a week between now and December 24th or 23rd, and then on the 24th, one winner will be selected, and they will get an e-transfer of $500 into their bank account for the holidays. I hope that you guys love it. It's pretty simple and straightforward. If you're a client and I've asked you to track your food and do your workouts, guess what? Keep doing what you're supposed to do through the holidays, because most people quit at this time. Most people take their foot off their gas. They go, oh, it's cold and raining, and we got plans and all these other things coming up, and I don't have time, and blah, 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 bullshit excuses. Well, we don't do that here. We keep pushing. We keep doing the same standard things that are being asked of us every single day, because we know that that ultimately leads to freedom, success, happiness, and achieving our goals. And why not just throw in a $500 cash prize? Because I think you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you so much. That's it for that. Mindset Monday. You guys ready for Mindset Monday or what? Put it in the chat here on Instagram if you guys are ready for Mindset Monday, because I have some shit here that is going to make you unfollow me. 100%. This is what I call if there's any such thing as a detox, I'm going to detox my follower list on this call right now. Okay. And if you're just listening to this on Apple Podcasts and you're like, how do I unfollow this guy? I mean, you could unsubscribe, but I'd appreciate it if you keep subscribing. And if you're on Instagram, you're watching, you're like, this guy is mean, then you can go ahead and unfollow. I'll be super honest with you. I'm going to talk to you about why you're fat. And I know it sounds like aggressive and stuff, and that's kind of the point of it, right? I mean, that's who I am. And I used to kind of sugarcoat and like beat around the bush and, change my words a little bit to be a little bit more friendlier, accommodating, more universally accepted, more politically correct, dare I say. I used to do that to make people feel better about it. But honestly, I'm kind of sick of doing that. And some of you may have noticed that in my content, slinging the R word around again, because guess what? I'm a millennial. I was born in 1995. I was raised in the early 2000s. And me and my friends call each other retards all the time. All right. So if you have an issue with that, I mean, there's bigger problems in the world, in my opinion, but I'm just going to be me. I'm not going to call anybody retarded on this, okay? But I am going to talk to you about why you're fat still since high school, or since graduating high school, you got fat. I understand that this can be like a bit of a sensitive topic, and I understand that a lot of people are going to disagree with me. It's fine. You're allowed to disagree with whatever facts you want and hold your own opinions. That's totally fine. But the truth of the matter is, whether you like what I have to say, or it makes you angry, or you may think I'm like an insensitive person after this, at the end of the day, what I'm telling you is factual, okay? This is not up for debate. This is not my opinion. This is not what I think is right or wrong. Hey, we got Aubrey who popped in. Aubrey, what's going on? Before I keep going, unmute right now. Tell me a win for the week. And then also tell everybody who is listening on Instagram how the fuck you got onto this call, because everyone else is crying to me that they can't get on properly. And I say that with love.
Hi, good morning. Happy Monday. I went to the gym this morning
Hell yeah. Give me
and
another win.
completed my
That's a
check-in.
minimum standard expectation. Give me another win.
I know. So I guess completed my check-in is another minimum.
Okay.
I got like 200 grams of some beef, taco beef that I'm gonna eat for lunch.
Okay. Nice.
So
So
yeah.
workout done, check-in done, and you got your protein sorted out, which has been a bit of a struggle in the past. Love it.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell everybody the exact step-by-step process you take to get onto these calls on Riverside?
Yeah, so I click on the link that you comment, and then on the bottom it has like an option to join, but you have to scroll up a little, and at the very top there's like a little tab that it says get, and that takes you to the right one. There is a link that takes you to the wrong one.
Okay, so you click the link and then there's two buttons. The main button that everybody's clicking is the wrong one, but if they scroll to the top and they click the word get,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. That's it, like brings you to get the app, but it brings you to where your link goes.
and Raven and Jasmine, who was Jasmine on here earlier? Let's see. No, it wasn't Jasmine. It was Rob and Sarah. There you go. Cool. Robin said, "Oh, thanks for explaining." Okay, cool. And Ravens go, "Okay, gonna go try that. Hope we get a couple other people on here. And girls, when you do get on here, make sure you share your win as well." Thanks so much, Aubrey. I appreciate you. So back to Mindset Monday and what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I mean, here's the deal. The reason why you gained weight after high school is here's why. This is why you didn't. These are the things that didn't make you gain weight. Okay, that's not your PCOS. It's not that your cortisol levels are too high and that's preventing you from losing weight. It's not that you now have kids and your kids are getting in the way and you can't do your exercises because of your kids. It's not because you have a new career and you're commuting further or you're working more than your normal 40 hours a week. It's not because you have chronically low energy and don't have the energy to get up and do things. It's also not because you're taking some medication that makes you gain weight. There's an asterisk that I want to mentally put in your brains, and I'm going to come back to that in a second. But it has nothing to do with any of those factors. Oh, well. Look, Sarah Mean was able to come in. Sarah, what's up? Share a win. She's chatting a win. Is that what you're doing? My win is getting here. Okay. Cool. I'll take it. So it has nothing to do, again, with your PCOS, your stress, your kids, your work, your energy, your medication. You know what it does have to do with? It has to do with the fact that now, since you graduated high school or you finished college sports or whatever, you have no structured activity in your life anymore, and you eat too many damn calories without even knowing it. 100% of the time, when a client joins my program and in day 2, they start tracking their food, by day 3 or 4, they message me going, "Oh my God, I can't believe how many calories I was eating." Every time. So if I sound a little crass or to the point when I say this, trust me, it's because I've been doing this for 3.5 years now, and I know it off by heart every single time. It's because you're not tracking your food, and without knowing, subconsciously, you're eating way more calories than you need. Raven, unmute, share win.
Hey.
Hi.
I am proud of myself for getting up on Saturday and going to the gym, even though I didn't have a scheduled workout. I didn't take nothing on my calendar as a free pass to be lazy and just stay in bed and be a bump on a log.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Yeah, taking action, staying active. That's what fit, healthy people do. If you want to be fit and healthy for the rest of your life, it is a mindset. It is a philosophical way of life rather than just like, oh, I got to check this box and do this workout. Because guess what? One day you're not going to be in this program and you're not going to have that workout to check off every day. And you need to take initiative upon yourself to stay fit. And it means getting up and doing shit even when you have a quote unquote free day. Good job, Raven. Proud of you. I'm excited for you. So it's because you don't have any structured activity anymore and because you eat too much. Like, that's it at the end of the day. Now, let's go back and address all the things you want to get mad at me for, okay? The PCOS situation. That's real. 100%. I'm not going to deny that PCOS exists or that a lot of women deal with it. I understand that. And if you think that I'm an out of touch dude who hasn't experienced it, and I have a young wife, young sexy wife at that, who hasn't gone through it because she's in her 20s too, guess what? I have a mother, I have a grandmother, I have 80% of my client roster in the last 3 years, time and time again, has always been female. And most of them are somewhere between 30 and 40 years old. So guess what? I haven't personally experienced it, and not necessarily someone directly, connected to me. My wife hasn't experienced it yet, but, and maybe she just never, but I've worked with plenty of women who have, and I'm telling you right now, your PCOS in and of itself doesn't inherently make you just gain weight. And we can copy and paste that response for the medication thing too. And I know that your doctor said that this, and it says on the fucking label of the medication, this will make you gain weight. I guess you might as well just throw your hands in the air and go womp womp. Okay, well, nothing I can do about it. There's nothing that I can do about it. It's not my fault. That's a great mindset, right? As I say sarcastically, and everyone here watching my stupid, ugly mug can see and can tell. But if you're just listening to this later, let me be super clear. Your medication will make it harder for you to lose weight because it affects so many other little chemical components that, transparently, I don't even fully understand exactly what each of them do. Okay? You know what? It's not my job to understand that. And I'm okay with that. I'm not an expert in everything, but I would say that I'm an expert in human behavior. And I would say that I'm an expert in being able to execute things on a daily basis that fundamentally are going to make you fit and healthy. And one thing that I know for a fact, without knowing all the little details about how all these medications interact with everything else that you're doing and your chemical composition of your brain and all that crazy shit, without knowing any of that, I know for a fucking fact that if you are the type of person who reads a label or hears from one individual, regardless of their qualifications, it says, this will make you gain weight, and you just accept that as your new standard of life, like, is this something you're going to have to take for life? A lot of times the answer is yes. And if you have to take this medication for life and you accept that you can't lose weight because you're taking this medication, well, what are you doing any of it for anyways then? Right? I mean, obviously we're not here just to lose weight. In fact, there's some of us even on this call who are actively trying to gain weight. So I get it that it's not just about the physical goals and you want to be strong and you want to have a good health routine. And like, those are obviously critically important. That being said, if you're overweight and you have 20, 30 plus pounds to lose of excess body fat, guess what? Being healthy and fit and having a good routine and being strong in the non-weight loss goals that you have will improve when you lose weight too. You're like, I want to fit into my clothes better. Guess what? You probably need to lose weight. I want to be more confident when I enter rooms with people that I don't know and I introduce myself for the first time. Guess what? If you like the way that you look, you're going to feel better about that. And if you don't like the way that you look and you have 30 extra pounds, I guarantee you will feel a lot better about the way that you look if you lose that weight. If you want to be stronger and you're carrying 30 extra pounds of body fat on you that you don't need, you're going to be stronger per pound of body weight when you lose weight. Because think about it this way. If you can bench, let's say all the girls here, you can bench 100 pounds. Cool. And if you're like 300 pounds, we're just using random numbers right now. But if you can bench 100 pounds and you're a 300 pound individual, your strength per pound of body weight isn't great. But if you're 100 pounds and you can bench 100 pounds, it's really good, right? So even if you didn't get any stronger necessarily, but you would, if you're following either me or Angela's coaching that we give you, then you're going to get stronger per pound of body weight by losing weight. So you're achieving those intrinsic goals that you have beyond just weight loss, right? So that should be the number one focus. If you are overweight and you need to lose weight and you want to lose, like you should want to lose it as well. Losing the weight, that objective reality, that measurable, tangible goal, that goal that you can actually grab and measure and be like, okay, there is a clear difference that is undeniable by any human being with a brain. And they can look at it and be like, this number says 200, this number says 150. I'm telling you, obviously in the context of like you as an individual, when you lose that extra body fat that you don't need on yourself, you are going to feel more confident. You are going to have more energy. You are going to fit into your clothes better. You are going to be stronger. You are going to have better habits. How do I know that you're going to have better habits? Well, fuck, if you lost 30 pounds, you had to do something right consistently to get it off. So obviously, by default, that means that you have better habits. So all of the intrinsic goals that you have beyond weight loss start with losing the fucking weight, okay? We should all know that. Let's all accept that and move forward and feel better about ourselves that way. It's also a good way to help, like if you're still thinking, listening to this, you're like, damn, this guy's like aggressive, or like he's like really, really focused on this weight loss. Like, what is he, fat phobic? Because I've heard that before and it's fucking hilarious. I think it's hilarious. One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Ooh, I was on a roll and I had something there, but I distracted myself. Damn it. I hope it comes back. Whatever. Let's move on. It's not your PCOS. It's not your stress. It's not your kids. It's not your work. It's not your energy. It's not the medication. Those things can make it more challenging, but it doesn't automatically mean that you can't do the thing. There are some women in this program who are losing weight, eating over 2,500 calories a day. That's more than me right now, damn it. That's crazy. And there's other women in this program who weigh 30 or 50 pounds more than that girl who's eating 2,500 calories and losing weight. They weigh even more, and I have to make them eat 1,200 calories to lose any weight. That sucks. And you might think of that as unfair. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's fair. Who cares? It's real. It's the reality of the situation. It is part of the human experience. Some things are going to go way easier for other people than they will for you. And some things are going to go way easier for you than they will for other people. So when you see wins from someone like Jasmine, who's been in this program effectively since March, but she had her first challenge that she started in January and has now lost upwards of, she's really close to 80 pounds of fat loss. And we're coming up in a 12-month window for her. And she just posted in the community in the last 24 hours saying, I've never missed a workout and da-da-da-da-da. And you read that and you get down on yourself, give your head a shake, because you can't compare yourself to Jasmine's situation. One, she's living on the other side of the country. It's funny because there's actually only one other person in this group right now who lives close to me, and the other two people are in the States. But she lives somewhere else. She has different goals than you. She has a different lifestyle. She has a different way that she can apply it. And guess what? She also has different genetics and different epigenetics and different tons of other shit going on. Different relationship with her husband, with her kids, her work. Everything is totally fucking different. Apples and oranges. But all you see is that she's a woman who's about your size and about your age, and she's following a fitness program just like you are in the same program, damn it. Why is she getting better results? Womp womp. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't help anything. I get it that I understand that. I understand that if you have to eat 1,200 calories to lose weight and somebody else can eat 2,000 calories and lose weight, that would suck. But how does it benefit you right now to sit there and think about that? What changes in life, in reality? Like, what actually changes for you by feeling sorry for yourself that you can't do the same things as somebody else? Can you imagine if all of like the most successful people and the top leaders in the world constantly just looked at other people that are better than them in one area of life, and not even necessarily better, they just have a better advantage that is outside of your and their control. Imagine if those successful people did that and they constantly compared themselves to things that are outside of their control. They wouldn't be successful. They wouldn't be in that position. But you know what they do? They do execute on what their goals are no matter what. They focus on their habits because that's the things that they can control. They can control what they're doing and what kind of actions they're taking every day, i.e., having that structured activity that I alluded to earlier. Because when you finished high school or university or whatever and you got into a career and you started gaining weight, it's not because of those other things that I listed multiple times already. It's because you stopped having structured activity. And because you stopped having structured activity, your calories started to catch up to you because you probably didn't count calories in high school or college. So you're thinking, well, fuck, like I'm eating the same as I was before. Yeah, well, guess what? You're not moving the same that you were before either because you played sports or you like ran around with your friends and did a bunch of like the socializing part of your life when you were in your early 20s compared to when you're in your early 30s is totally different. Because in your 30s and 40s, you typically have more money. And so do the people around you. So you're doing things that cost more money. And typically things that cost more money are going to be more leisurely and relaxed and chill and therefore less active. But like when you're a kid and you don't have extra money to spend, except you go Toonie Tuesdays, you go to town cinema and watch something. Shout out to everybody locally. I mean, outside of going to the movies, you're like running around, playing games with your friends. I don't know about you. I was Nicky Nine-dooring people and egging people's houses when I was like a teenager. I was running around all the time, and I played football up until I was 19 years old. You know? And then you're going to the beach, and you're hanging out there, and you're running around playing beach volleyball and having fun. And then you're going sledding and snowboarding and stuff in the wintertime. And now it's mostly, for most people in their 30s and 40s, it's normally going to a cafe and getting a biscuit and a coffee that has like 500 calories by itself. Right? Or then lunch or dinner or something else like that. Because you don't have the same time either. Because when you're a kid, all those other activities that I just listed that you do physically, they require like a relatively big time investment as well. Like if you're going snowboarding, you got to travel a few hours to a hill and then you get all your shit together and you spend the entire day, right? If you go and play beach volleyball, you have to get all your shit ready. You know, you pack up, head out, you got your lunch in there and everything, and you're broke again, remember? So you're not just buying lunch when you're out, you're like, you packed a sandwich because that's all you had. So you probably ate less calories because of that, and then you're running around playing beach volleyball. See how all these things add up? It's not your fucking metabolism or your medication that you're taking or your PCOS. Those things will make it harder. That means that instead of like controlling your calories at 800 or 1800, I should say, and being able to lose weight, maybe those other things make it so you have to go down to 1200. But you can't defy the laws of thermodynamics. It doesn't change the fact that you're a human being and you need calories in and calories out to gain and lose weight. It may change the amount of those things. It may mean that you need to be more active and you need to eat less food, and therefore it's harder. But what do you do at that point? You have two routes. You can either execute and do the things you need to and accept that it's going to be more challenging for you than other people, but it doesn't even fucking matter because you're not them. You can't, it has nothing to do with you. Or you say, oh, well, this is way too hard. It's not fair. And you become a victim of your mindset and you don't take any action. Every single person can get to their goals. Every single person has the ability, the resources, the time to get to the goals that they want. It's different from other people, but it doesn't fucking matter. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to stop comparing yourself and your situation and your circumstances and your genetics to everybody else, because it doesn't change anything. The only thing that can happen from you comparing you and yourself and your circumstances to somebody else's XYZ situation is you could feel bad and feel like you're not as good far as they are and that you're falling behind. That's the only thing that can come from that. You don't automatically, by watching somebody else's story, start speeding up your metabolism, or all of a sudden you can lift heavier weights and you're stronger now. All that can come from that is you feeling bad. And try doing all these things that are already challenging. I know that they are. I know that getting up early and getting a workout in before work is challenging. I know tracking your food for the first time is challenging. All of those things are already hard. And you're going to add to that difficulty by having a shitty mindset about it too? Don't do that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. It doesn't matter what other people are going through. It literally does not matter. And I think that this is probably one of my personal superpowers, if I have one. It's my ability to just stay the path and stay focused regardless of what else is happening in other people's worlds. And sometimes that leads into me not being as empathetic. Like when my grandma called me last night and talked to me about her heart murmur thing that she had and she went to the hospital about. She's fine now. She has some medication. She's being monitored. She's going to work again. Everything's okay. I'm glad that my grandma's good. I'm happy for her, but I am not dwelling on that. I am not sitting here thinking all day about how, like, it could be my grandma's last day or whatever, and that's not even the case. But, like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't benefit me at all to sit here and stress about what's going on in somebody else's life, right? So, as harsh as that may sound, ultimately, when you boil it down to you just focusing on the things that are within your control, you are going to feel a lot better, and it's going to be easier to execute on your goals, okay? And if you're thinking like, damn, like why is this, like, I get it, goals are important, but why are we so hyper fixated, dare I say obsessed with our goals? Because your goals, even though a lot of times, and they should be, aesthetic, like you have a weight loss goal because you want it. Why? Because you want to fucking look good. Because you want to feel attractive. Like that's a valid reason. That is so justified, and you shouldn't be ashamed of feeling that way. I think that in today's society, we have this fear around having aesthetic goals. Goals about, I just want to look good for the sake of looking good. I just want to have a nice ass. I just don't want to have a bunch of like cottage cheese looking legs. That's valid. Who does want that? Nobody wants that. And it doesn't mean that you're less valuable because you do, or that you're less important, or that people love you less, or any of those things. That should be obvious. But is it bad to want that? Absolutely not. No. Have abs all the time. If that's a goal of yours and you want that, then go do it because you have the ability to. And beyond just the aesthetic goals is very, very surface level. And I, again, fully support that. But beyond that, achieving it does more than just make you feel good because you have abs now. Achieving that is subconsciously, at the very least, proof that you can do hard things. And that's where the confidence comes from. If you're like struggling because you don't feel confident, the answer is to do things when you're not confident. The answer is to like be confident despite not feeling confident. Take like aggressive action towards your goals. And each day you're going to get closer to them. And as you get closer, you're going to build more confidence. And that's the momentum you need to keep going. That's where quote unquote motivation comes from. Okay? And finally, let me finish with this. If you're still like, but, and to me, I'm just hearing victim. You can make 20 minutes to exercise, whether it's at home or at the gym. You can make 20 minutes happen. And I'm telling you, I tell you this with full confidence because I went from doing 2-hour long, 6-day-a-week bodybuilding workouts, getting ready for a bodybuilding show, and then immediately calling my coach, like I shouldn't say immediately, but at the most random time, I called my coach after I did a couple competitions. And I was like in the middle of my bulk or whatever a few months afterwards. And I was like, hey man, just want to let you know I'm not going to do bodybuilding anymore. I'm going to go do CrossFit. What? Totally different turn. Completely different situation. But what CrossFit taught me, although it's not structured, you can't really, you can't go into a CrossFit box. That's what they call their gyms. It's their little culty thing. It's cool. You can't progressively overload because every single day is completely random and unstructured. It's just like really exciting because you're in a group atmosphere. You have this like little bit of competition with that other person. There's always one other person that you kind of line yourself up with and you're like, okay, like if I beat them, then I did good today kind of thing. So there's that element of competition. There's that element of just like pushing yourself to the max and proving to yourself you can do really hard things, right? And it makes you fitter if you're an unfit person. Like it can help you definitely improve for sure to a certain degree, and then eventually you need to be more precise. But what it taught me at the very least was that time is bullshit. Not having enough time is bullshit. I did some of the craziest workouts of my life, the hardest workouts of my life, and they were literally less than 5 minutes. There's a workout, and if you're on your phone and you want to take a look at this, you're watching this or listening to this later, go ahead and take a look at this. If you haven't seen it, you're not really familiar with CrossFit, look up the workout Fran, F-R-A-N. Just search up CrossFit Fran workout and take a look at it. It's a very short, hard-hitting workout. And at the end of it, you will be laying on the ground. You're going to kick your shoes off. You're going to feel like your heart's burning up. Your blood's boiling through your skin. And you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I do that? In fact, I might want to do this workout soon just to see how I do. But it's a rep scheme of, it's called a 21-15-9. So that's the reps that you're doing. The first round is 21. The second round is 15. The third round is 9. And the workout is simply this: pull-ups and barbell thrusters. Yes, pull-ups are going to be however you want. And if you're doing CrossFit, you're going to see those butterfly flinging around pull-ups. Not a bodybuilding workout. It's the design of it is not to build muscle. The design of it is to be as efficient and fluid as you can and save as much energy as you can so that you can keep pushing hard with the other stuff you're doing. Okay, it's a different modality. It's a different purpose, a different goal when you're doing a butterfly pull-up versus a strict bodybuilding pull-up. But it's 21 pull-ups and 21 thrusters. And if you don't know what a thruster is, it's simply doing a front squat directly into an overhead press without stopping, using the momentum of that front squat into the overhead press, and then coming back down with the weight. So you have the weight on your collarbone, you squat straight down, hip crease below the kneecap, stand up hard and aggressive, use that momentum to press that bar straight overhead, locking out your elbows over top of your skull, and then bringing that weight back down. And as soon as that weight comes down, as that weight is coming down, you're squatting down at the same time. So it's this one fluid movement. 21 of those, 21 pull-ups, 15, 15, 9, 9, done. A lot of people finish this workout in less than 5 minutes. And by the end of that, you're fucked. Is it the best way to progressively overload? Is it the best way to see results? No. But you know what? If we're sitting here talking about optimizing your fitness and health, like, I don't optimize my fitness and health. I do as best as I can while still balancing sustainability. Because being fit is really important to me, but being the fittest version of myself, if we extrapolate that to the highest degree, that means that I have like a dialed in perfect sleep routine. I'm using the cold plunge and sauna and red light therapy. I'm injecting my supplements, not just taking them orally because they're less bioavailable that way. You know what I'm saying? We can get really, really crazy when we talk about optimizing. So there comes a really big asterisk with that. And we have to understand what our limitations are. That's why when you sign up and we get started on day fucking 1, I have you fill out that consultation form. Because that way I can take a look at what your goals are and what your limitations are, and then fit a program that aligns both of those together. Because you can tell me you want to lose weight. Like, somebody messaged me on Instagram the other day and was like, hey, like, how much is your program? I want to lose 20 pounds before my brother's wedding. It's in 30 days. And I sigh because I'm like, you're not serious. I know you're not serious. Or if you feel like you're serious, your concept and your expectations are so out there. They're so wild that when I tell you what you need to do that, first off, you're not going to like it because your life would be absolutely miserable. So you won't stick to it. And 2, after the wedding, you'll fall right off. I know you will, for a fact, because you have such a short-term mindset around your fitness. So yes, we want to get our fitness taken care of. But at the same time, if you're not approaching it sustainably, you won't ever keep the results. And what's it all for? What a waste of your time and your effort, your finances, right? So if you want to be fit for life, you have to, 1, accept that you have to take full responsibility for your health. It is not your PCOS, your stress, your kids, your work, your energy, or your medication. You have to understand and appreciate the fact that in the last 5 or 10 years, you haven't been active. And if you think that you have because you say that you take your little chihuahua for a 10-minute walk a day, you're like, yeah, I go for a walk. It's not enough. And you know that. You truly know that deep down. And guess what? You also buy your own groceries. And if it's not you and it's your partner instead, then you both need to get better groceries. You can't just say that my hands are tied because I don't buy the groceries. Have that conversation. It's not just your health. This fitness journey that you're on, whether you are working with a coach or you're just doing it by yourself, there's a massive investment. Not just financially, but with your effort, your time, your resources. So you better be doing it right and you better have the right people on board. So if you're thinking that like you can't afford to have healthy groceries or your partner isn't going to get them or something like that, wake up call, have a conversation, sit down, get the right groceries. Everything that you want to achieve is 100% within your power. And you just haven't yet taken the actions that you need to. Because if it was do or die, if there was a gun to your fucking head, you would figure it out and you would get it done. So if you haven't yet, just own it. I haven't taken the steps that I need to. This is on me. The reason why you haven't is because it stings at first. It stings bad. Because when you admit that, then you're also admitting that you haven't done everything that you can. When you want to believe that you have. Because when you believe and you think that you have, if you convince yourself, I've done everything that I can, then there's a little bit of relief that comes with not achieving your goals. Because you can convince yourself it's outside of your control. But when you crush that belief and you accept and understand and take full responsibility of where you're at right now and that you can change it, then guess what? It stings, and then it empowers you. It empowers you to make the changes that you need to be in the body and the lifestyle and the confidence that you want to have. And the longer that you wait, the harder that it will be. At 30 years old now, which I am, 30 and a half, I'm coming to realize how quickly life moves. It happens really, really fast. And I know we've all heard this, whether you're older than me or younger than me. Like if you're older than me, you're going, yup, 100%. You don't even know. You're only 30. And if you're younger than me, you're like, yeah, I've heard that before, but thankfully I haven't gotten there yet. It's going to happen tomorrow. That's what it feels like. And if you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and I've done this with other things in my life too, by the way. I'm not perfect. I've done this with other things in my life where I'm like, okay, well, like I'll take care of that, next week. And then next week, boom, happens and it's a month later. And then boom, happens and it is 6 months later. Prime example, getting this like service dog paperwork figured out for my dog. Okay, not supposed to have a dog inside of my condo. I have a dog inside of my condo. Filing to get her registered as a service animal. I was notified by our strata in May that I need to do. They were like, hey, you got a dog in there? And I was like, yeah, she's a service animal. They're like, yeah, send the paperwork over to prove it. And I was like, all right, no problem. It is December now, and I haven't sent them the paperwork. Granted, I am waiting on the government to send me the stuff that I need, so it's kind of out of my control. But I waited months before I even took action on it. Like, it wasn't until August until I actually was like, I need to actually send this over. And you know how much time it took me? Like 10 minutes to pull these documents out, fill out the forms, and send them out. Stupid. Life happens really, really, really fast. Some of you know this because you were like living it and you feel it. And some of you know this because you've heard it, but you haven't gotten there yet. And I'm telling you, the longer that you keep putting off these goals, the harder this shit is going to be. And the sooner that you take care of it, the sooner that you get fit and look your best, the more you can appreciate it. Because if you can only appreciate it at 50 to death, then you only had that much time. But at 25, 35, 45, you got more time to take care of it. You get to reap the benefits for longer. So take care of it now. Accept responsibility. Fix this shit. It's no one's fault except your own. And your situation may be 10 times harder than somebody else's, but it doesn't fucking matter because you can't change that. You can't change bodies with them, lives with them. You don't want to either. You want to take care of it for you because it builds you even more confidence. That you didn't have to take shortcuts, and you didn't have the ability to change bodies with somebody else. You did it despite all the shit that you have to deal with. So figure it the fuck out. Take care of business. And that's all that I have for you for today. I hope that you guys got a ton of value out of it. I hope I don't lose a ton of followers, but there's probably a few people out there. You and I are just not a good fit in the first place, and that's okay too. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate you. If you're listening to this on YouTube, then subscribe there. Comment below what your biggest takeaway was. If you're a client, post your biggest takeaways inside the community. Have an amazing Monday. I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday for live Q&A. Peace out.